The Shining, written by Stephen King, and the 1980 movie adaptation of the same name, directed by Stanley Kubrick, are based on the same general premise. However, the stories have substantial plot, structure, and character differences between them. First, the characterization of Jack Torrance is substantially different between the two stories. In the novel, Jack is characterized as a more sympathetic and tragic character. He is framed as a normal, imperfect guy taken advantage of by the evil of the Overlook Hotel. In the movie, however, from the beginning, Jack is characterized as an already somewhat psychopathic person that's just one step from going totally ballistic on his family. Another key difference between the Shining novel and movie is that the movie is slower paced than the novel. Stephen King wrote The Shining in his standard style, with an opening largely devoid of alarming circumstances with little foreshadowing suggesting the horrors to come. Contrastingly, an apt description of Stanley Kubrick's adaptation is that of a slow burn, where events are dreadfully slow to build up the anticipation and fear of the audience. Out of a runtime of 2 hours and 26 minutes, Jack only becomes bonkers in the last 40 minutes. The final major difference between The Shining book and movie is that The Shining movie is intentionally far more ambiguous. For each of the movies, or for much of the movie until the pantry scene, the audience uh, isn't even sure if the supernatural forces the Torrances encounter are real or just figments of their imagination. Whereas in the Shining novel, it is well established that the Overlook Hotel is well and truly haunted. Overall, if I had to choose which version of The Shining executed these specific aspects of the story better, I would say the novel did the characterization of Jack better, and I prefer the pacing and ambiguous aspect of the movie more. If I was asked whether to keep or cut these stories, I would say to keep them. The Shining is a classic example of a movie/book that leaves its audience with a deep desire to understand the meaning of it all. Even after 40 plus years, both stories are still widely discussed and debated. Because of this, I would argue that if the audience continues to be over the age of 14 or so, these stories should be kept.